In India, we grew up hearing one line again and again: rent is waste, buy your own house. And honestly, it sounds logical. Why pay someone else when you can build your own asset? But here is a question very few people ask: what if buying a house at a wrong time can actually slow down your wealth creation? Because this is not an emotional decision, it's a biggest financial decision of your life. And if you get this wrong, you just don't waste money. You waste your time, flexibility, and future opportunities. In this video, we will break down when renting a house actually makes sense and when buying a property or a house actually makes sense, and what Indians completely misunderstand about this decision. Namaste friends, I'm Rohini and you're watching the knowledge series of fincash.com. Please do subscribe to our channel for more interesting insights about finance, economy, investments, and money. Let's start with the reality. India has one of the highest home ownership rates in the world. That is, around 86% of people live in their own houses. Why is that? Because for us, a house is not just an asset, it is security, stability, social status, it is family pride, and apna ghar emotion. And there is nothing wrong with that. But here is when the problem begins. We often mix emotional decisions with financial decisions, and that can lead to long term consequences. Let's break down the numbers. Suppose you have a property priced 1 CR. Down payment is approx 20 lakh. Loan is 80 lakh. Interest rate is around 8.5%, and the tenure of loan is 20 years. So EMI is around 70,000 per month. Now here is the reality most people ignore. Over 20 years, total payment is around 1.6 to 1.7 CR. That means you almost pay the double of your property price. Add to that is your maintenance cost, property tax, registration and stamp duty, repairs and interiors. So the actual ownership cost even becomes more costlier. Here is a very important thing that we need to understand is buying a house is not just buying a property. It is committing to your income for next 20 to 25 years. Now let's compare this with renting. For the same 1 CR house, monthly rent could be around 25,000 to 30,000. So EMI, which was 70,000 and rent is 30,000, the difference amount comes to as 40,000 per month. Now here comes the most important question. So what happens if you invest this 40,000 instead? Let's say you invest 40,000 monthly in equity mutual fund with a long-term return of 12%. Over 20 years, that can grow to 4 to 5 CR. Now let's compare. Buying a house means you have a locked asset plus limited liquidity. But renting plus investing becomes your financial asset plus compounding, and that gives you flexibility. This difference is called opportunity cost, and this is where most people tend to make a mistake. Let's talk it honestly. Many people nowadays don't buy a house, they buy EMI. They are trapped in EMI rather. What happens is their salary comes, EMI goes, expenses continue, very little left to invest. According to the RBI trends, household debt in India has been rising steadily. Housing loans form a major part of retail credit. This creates an EMI lifestyle, and over time, financial flexibility reduces, risk increases, wealth creation slows down. Ideally, a house is supposed to give you stability, not financial stress. Renting gives something very underrated, that is flexibility. You can change cities, switch jobs, move closer to opportunity, upgrade or downgrade lifestyle easily. In today's world, careers are dynamic, cities change, opportunities shift. Being financially flexible is one of the huge advantages you can have. So renting is not just paying for a house, you're paying for flexibility. Many people say something very interesting. They say that buying a house is actually a forced investment. And to some extent, this can be true. Because when you take a home loan, every month you're forced to pay EMI. Part of that EMI goes towards the principal, which slowly increases your ownership in the house. So even if someone is not disciplined enough to invest in SIP, that is systematic investment plan, the home loan forces them to build an asset over time. That is why many middle class families end up building wealth through real estate. Not because returns are very high, but because EMI created a financial discipline. But here is an important part most people do not understand. EMI is not fully an investment. EMI has two parts. One is interest and other is principal. Interest is an expense. Only principal amount is your investment. And in the early years of home loan, most of the EMI is interest, not principal. So in the first few years, you're actually paying just the interest and not really building ownership very fast. So calling a house purely an investment is not fully correct. A house is actually three things together. It is consumption, it is forced saving, and it is a long-term asset. And the smartest strategy is not choosing between renting or buying, but making sure that buying a house doesn't stop your other investments. Because real wealth is not created by just owning a house. Wealth is created by owning multiple assets that grow and compound over time. Let us be practical and understand that when renting actually makes sense. It makes sense when you are early in your career. You may change cities. EMI is much higher than rent. Property prices are inflated. You want to build investments first. You don't want financial pressure. Under these cases, renting is actually not a waste, but a strategic decision. Now let's balance this and understand when buying a house actually makes sense. So it makes sense when you have a stable income, when you plan to stay working for next 10 to 15 years. EMI is manageable. You already have an emergency fund. You're also investing separately. Emotional value matters to you. And yes, buying a house is a life decision, not just a financial one. Now let us break one of the biggest misunderstandings. In India, we often think that rent is waste and buying a house is an investment. But reality is more nuanced. A house is part asset and part consumption, and returns are not always high. Data shows that residential real estate in many cities give 5 to 7% long-term returns. Rental yield is low, that is 2 to 3%. Meanwhile, equity markets historically have delivered higher long-term returns. So if we are to compare, the comparison is actually not very simple. Here is the most important insight. Wealth is not created by owning a house. Wealth is created by owning productive assets. Assets that generate income, grow over time, compound, such as equity, businesses, investments. So a house can give you security and stability, but not always a strong wealth creation. So next time when someone says rent is waste, buy a house, pause and ask yourself, what is the financial impact of this decision in your life? Because the real question is not if you should rent or buy. The real question is what helps you in strengthening your finances. Because in finance, smartest decision is not always popular. It is the one that fits your reality. So it is your money. Invest your money smartly. Take wise financial decisions. Always stay ahead of time. Because when you have a strong finances and strong investments, you can really have a peaceful life.